Alrighty, so I'm using this little piece here so that I can line them all up, make sure it's flat down, that way they're all facing the same direction. I'll be getting the little parts. They're 1/2" pipe thread to the quick lock for the black hose that you can put the drippers in. That way, and it also has a shut-off valve on it, so that way I can just shut off whichever ones I'm not using. And then there's the main shut-off on that one. But anyway, once they come in, I'll show you the rest. For right now, I'm just putting those in. I got a couple more sections, so I want it to be 40. Alright, so I've gotten this far. All I had was the pipe put together last video. Got my pieces in, and then the Easy Flow fertilizer thing. Those are 1 gallon an hour, 18" on centers. So you can get that at Home Depot, 20 bucks for 100 foot. Works out better, I think, than trying to poke holes and put in drippers and whatever else. At 18 inches, that's, I don't know, I think it was 19 plants I can have in each row. I don't need that much food. So, anyway, that's where it's going to come. I wished I would have thought this out again, because we've decided to go ahead and put a line down to that post right in the corner. We're going to put one of those yard hydrants, farm hydrants, whatever you want to call them, the one single handle lift ups. And we're going to run that from the corner of the house over there all the way down here. I think it's like 160, 180 feet, I don't remember. So we'll run that, so we'll have a water hose and this directly hooked up to water all the time. Put my timer and everything down here. Probably make a little bitty box, or maybe just use the one we used to use for the pool at the old house. I may just put that over here and cut a hole in the back and put all the timer and the Easy Flow thing and stuff inside that. So, but right now I'm just hooking up the ones I do have. I'll run down to McCoy's in a little bit and pick up some plugs for the 4 that won't have a pipe on it. And then I'll run some rows down. So, I did get the quick connects though. They're these right here. You put your hose on this end and just spin it to tighten it, because once you put them in those compression ones, you can't get them out. And so I did that in case I do want to probably just put a little end. They may actually make a little plug for it so that you can put it on there. And I don't have to, I can just shut it off and take the hose out real quick if I need to till or something in between, instead of having to put a plug or something in. So I'll just shut it off, pull the hose, pull the dripper hose that I'm not using out. And anyway, once I get a little bit more set up, I'll show you. Right now I'm just screwing these last few in, and then I'll show you more. Alright, so I finally got it. The solar one hooked up. Seems to be doing okay. Got my tomato plants, the peppers, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, peas, and lettuce way over there. And the irrigation system's working great. I have the Easy Flow fertilizer injector thing. That's all the way back up at the hose. All the way back at the house up there in the corner. Well, like I said before, I'm going to run some water down here, but just not enough time, it seems like, anymore. So it's been 2 weekends that I marked it off now, and had them come out and had them come out, the 811 folks, and mark all the lines and stuff. Of course, out here there's nothing on the ground. So not going to be a problem with digging. And I'm going to run the hydrant right to there. I may actually put it right there, but probably not, just in case I want to expand the garden out this way some. I think eventually I probably will come all the way out to even with this tree, probably. But we'll see. I mean, this is plenty of space and food, and like over here I could put my pumpkins, and then in the back watermelon and cauliflower. Then I still have room over there for a few more rows. Going back, I don't know if I said this earlier in the video, I'll watch when I edit, but I would either go to 3 feet or keep them at 4 foot. That way, just don't even need this middle section in here. This seems to be a good row spacing, 4 feet. I know some plants call for 3, but I just like this space to walk in. I think it would be good. So if you do, make something similar to this, I would either go with 3 feet or 4 feet and just skip this spacing here that I did. I probably will eventually go back and do it just to make it a little bit sturdier, because it is pretty flimsy when you move it with those little bitty sections and all those couplers. So anyway, just one of the suggestions that might go back and redo. 2 feet was pretty close. The only thing it would work for is, lettuces and some of these climbing plants like the peas. I could probably put 2 foot apart and it wouldn't matter, because underneath it, it's going to get shaded. So, but I think I really like the 4 feet. It'd be nice and easy to work with. Other than that, the fence is working pretty good. This was the deer fence. I did get something in there, and it ate the very last broccoli or cauliflower or something, whatever that is over there. I don't know what that one is in the back. And then it ate our back tomato plant back there down. This was before I got the cages on it. So around that one I put the 2x4 fence, welded wire fence around that one, so that hopefully it can recover. What happened was, when I hooked up the solar one, I changed, I think I changed this, I got one here that's about a little bit below my waist, and then this one here, I made that one the ground because it's sand here, and it's just not getting real good ground, so I made this one the ground, and then this one was live that stuck out about 1.5 feet. That 3D fence seems to work really well, but I think when I made this one the ground, they could tell that the one behind it wasn't live, and they were able to still step through. Because I've had it for about 2 weeks hooked up to the electric one over there in the corner, and nothing was getting in there. Everything was growing great. So I think when I changed that ground, they could tell and went right on through. Just stepped over this one, stepped over that one, and were able to go between this bottom one and this one because there's so much space. And so what I did was squirrels and whatever could still get in, so I just made the bottom row of the ground to carry it around. And I'm just going to put a stake at each side, because it really doesn't lose it till you get way back there in the back. It's pretty good here when I hook up the tester. And then I have another ground right at that corner. And so I'm just going to put one probably at that corner, and then one over here at that corner. And that way I have a ground all the way around. And I'll just use the bottom wire to run that around. I think that'll work pretty good. Like I said, nothing was getting in it until I changed that. So last night I swapped it back and moved it around, and hopefully today nothing will get in there, but I'll tell. Everything's really good and tender right now. I'm really worried about the peas. They're nice and fresh, just coming up. So I know that's about the size they got last time. And I came out one morning and they were completely gone. I had a row about this size earlier in the spring, and just gone. Looked like this in the afternoon, and when I came out the next morning, not a soul was there. So we'll see. If they get in there and find that, I'll know if something's getting in. Otherwise, there it is. We'll see how long the fall garden lasts, if this fence is going to work. If it doesn't, then I'll redesign something else. What I probably will do next, if this doesn't work, is I'll lower that one, put another one higher, and move it out about another 6 inches or so. And just make 2. But I think this 3D, they call it 3D deer fence, works pretty well. So, yeah, just move one out, a couple, 2 feet is optimal, I think they said. But by the time I got all my stakes on and the pressure of the wire, pushed it in. So, you know, move it out. Then they have this space in here that they're not sure about.